Hello, everybody, and welcome back to episode 142 of the Craftverse series, where I am setting up the supports as well as covering over the actual lighting of the tree farm, just to make it more palatable, as well as spawn-proofed. I went ahead and pre-prepped all of the carpets that I should need for the remainder of this upgrade. And we're just going to go ahead and cover everything over. Everything except where the actual trees are meant to go. Uh, I might be doing this incorrectly. Hold that thought. There we go. Okay. Now it makes a bit more sense. And it's raining on my carpets. Don't you know carpets aren't meant to be out in the rain? I'm sure there are some carpets that actually work pretty well in the rain. You have doormats and stuff like that, but it's not quite a carpet, is it? You put your feet on it with the express intent of drying them off so you don't make a mess in your home. But it's not quite the same thing as something you just have bare feet on just for comfort. Now, I only got the carpets I need for one side so far. I am burning through the ones that I pulled out at the end of last episode. Okay. Now that is where my saplings are going to be placed, and I'm going to be doing it in smaller sections, because there's a few key 2x2 trees I'm interested in. You have the spruce, which we're using primarily in this build. You have jungle, which I use less frequently. And then there's the dark oak and pale oak varieties, which I rarely use, so those are kind of niche. I'm gonna probably end up doing one whole side just for the spruce, and then this side will be sectioned off 2, 2, and 2, so I have dark oak, pale oak, and in the middle jungle, just so it's a little bit of variance. Go ahead and do this. Just cover over the lights respectively. See if that makes it easier to do this properly. Whatever is in the holes of these little lime green donuts, I will not be touching. Everything outside of it up to the actual walkway is what I also have to cover with lime green. And I'm hoping this ends up looking more like grass on a map than the green does. The green doesn't really blend in with the grass as much as it does the leaves. And I like things to pop when I have maps, so. Having a ring of white in the middle just for these sea lanterns on the map just looks a little bit gaudy, so we're not going to be leaving these exposed. Even on the actual line here, because over there I have cyan, which is going to wrap around everything. And it'll look quite nice. So I completed the upper portion in my creative testing world, but I did not complete the underside, so even I am unclear of exactly how that's going to look. Right now we only have the internal parts already in. Actually a good landing spot to get a visual. It looks kind of techno-y. Maybe it's the sea lanterns. It's going to look more rustic once I actually cover those over with their respective stairs. I am also going to be adding a complete rectangular ring around all of this with stone brick variety instead of the deep slate variety. We're sticking with the spruce. That's not going to change. But we are going to be updating it just a bit with the other details. Actually, let me just put those back and start from over here. That will be enough. It might be too much, but it will be enough. It's going to take a bit longer to do the middle portion of it and the wraparound, because I have to get the underside pillars in first. I could at least get the middle, because as you see, a wandering trader just spawned in very rudely in my tree farm. I don't recall sending out an invite for him. Maybe he was RSVP'd by the saplings, I don't know. I hadn't even invited the saplings in yet, I just said where they were going to be placed. It's like wedding planning. You just put a name tag down and suddenly someone's there. I'm like, no, just put your name down. It's not solidified. You can't just take up residence yet. Festivities have not yet begun. You're going to have to wait. But nope, our keister's already in the seat. And you gotta call security. Get them escorted out. Because they were escorted out, they won't be allowed back in for the wedding. It's like, come on now. How'd that thorn treat you? You know what? I don't even want your leads. Or your leather. Get out of here. Okay, now back to the task at hand. Preventing that from happening again. It is entirely possible that they could ultimately spawn on the small area in between, but it's far less likely. Because once I get the trees there, they won't have any spawnable spaces. Unless they want to be Tarzan and just spawn inside of a tree. I suppose that's possible. That's why I usually put carpets on my cherry wood trees atop builds. Just, hello. Rude. That way I don't have to contend with things falling on my noggin. What's your preferred method of spawn proofing? Is it carpets, slabs, buttons, pathing? What looks best to you? Let me know in the comments. Always looking to up my build game. So I'll test out a couple of things. See what works best, what looks better. Okay, that was an extra stack in 19. And yeah, I'll go ahead and put the trees up here, that's fine. This entire side here is going to be the spruce. The other side is going to be a mix of the other types of saplings, so I can get a variety of woods going. This is the one I use the most. And this is 12 2x2 trees, which is an average of what I end up getting over there anyway, when I use that original one that I've been using. That's where all of these saplings came from, actually. So let me do this. Probably you, and then we're done with you for the moment. Just go ahead and preemptively grab a couple stacks of the other things. Yeah, that'll do. So to safely do this, I have to sleep, because I don't want things jumping out at me as much before I get started. Let's actually see what the map looks like slightly updated. Oh, that is quite the change. That looks a little better, actually, I'm not gonna lie. And it does pop because even with the saplings, you can see the intended leaf color is a darker green, so it doesn't all just look like one big sheet of green. It's a little bit of grass color, which it does match a little better with the forest, more so than the plains. I'd say that looks more like grass to me than the dark green. The dark green is leaves. I made the right call. That's good. Okay. Alright, so I'm going to go ahead and turn these into planks because I'm going to need the ability to just throw something away and not worry about it despawning. I want to get these central pillars done before I do too much else. And then we will restart this process again for the next bits. Oh, hello, visitor. Bonk. You were stuck. I helped you. Yeah, see, you're not going to be able to visibly see the sea lanterns, but you will be able to see the light that they give off, which is the whole point. Otherwise, it would just be a waste of technology to place it there and not actually get the benefits of it. This is a start. Anybody else coming over to my location? There's that guy, but I think he's far enough away, so we should be good. Oop. Okay. See, this is where it's going to get a little bit different, though, is because where there's a piece that's sticking over, there's only going to be the one stair. So it's going to be an inconsistent amount of stairs for the support, but that's fine. As long as it does what it's meant to do and showcase that there's a thing there, I'm good. Because there is always the chance in real life that one of your support structures is going to get covered over by nature. So to have that displayable ends up looking nice. Now, it just looks like a mound of stuff holding it up at the moment, but it'll look better once I get done with it. Don't you worry. I'm just getting in the base of the structure before I continue with the pillar portion. That's why I have the walls in my hotbar as well. He's too far away. He doesn't register me. That may change momentarily if I go around these things. And his friends may notice me, but he has yet to. So that's a 1. And now we're back to the 2. Got him. Okay, so let's go ahead and place these. Now you can do this in any fashion you want. If you want to just do one pillar at a time from bottom to top, top to bottom, however works best for you. Or if you want to do it in stages like I'm doing, just to get a sense of scale of what you've done and not done. Everyone builds a little bit differently, and that's okay. We're not all architectural students. We don't all have to do things exactly by a certain playbook. Plus, the game throws you curveballs, and sometimes you genuinely can't do it by that playbook anyway, so you can either be mad about it or you can adapt. And I'm trying to adapt. Get out of the way, leafies. And I will be filling in anything that doesn't look like it is solid by the time we move forward. And definitely before we call this done. For the moment, it looks a lot better to not have all these orbs visible. Just because it's square doesn't mean it's not an orb. It's an orb of light, even if it's Minecraft, because the sun is technically square, but it's still a round body in the sky by lore. That looks a lot better. It's not quite so techno like the top. The top is what I have to do next. Okay, so I'm actually going to start from one end. Okay, we're going to do that. No. Yes, okay. Alright, I need to get a sense of scale of where things are meant to be. So I do actually have to do one of these now. Okay. Got it, got it. And then this final side here. And then we get these in. I don't like how close you are. You are a danger. Like falling off the side. Okay, now it looks like I could just leave it as it is, as a support structure of pillars, but I like to have it connected. so to accurately get a visual of how this is going to ultimately be, all right, so that's gotta go. Not gonna need the rockets at first. I will be needing you to leave. And we'll leave that one as it sits. Okay. Well, that worked out perfectly, didn't it? Okay. And that is more or less what all of these pillars individually are going to look like by the time I'm done. I will be finishing this off probably between episodes, but I'll get as far as I can right now and see where we can go with this. Really only need the two here and here on either given side. Sorry if this is making anybody motion sick. Alright, let's get a visual of how that looks. Oh yeah, that works for me. And it pops nicely against the stone, or cobblestone. I dig it. The question is, do I want to wrap the entire part of it around with deep slate brick stairs, or leave it exposed as it is? I don't think it's necessary to wrap it all the way around, honestly. And in some areas that won't be possible. So I might just leave it as it sits. Let me know in the comments if you would like that more visually if it was wrapped around. We're going to display it a little bit just so you have a frame of reference. We've got this look over here, which looks more ruinous, and then we've got this look, which makes it look more modern. So we're just going to go ahead and finish it off. Well, I would if I had the pieces in my hotbar, but I don't. I don't have them on my person. They'd have to be in the spruce log box. Okay. Okay. No, thank you. Actually, it's starting to look nice. Maybe on the end caps I do that, just for stability's sake. But the rest of the time in the middle, I leave it. Ow! Oh, you have a pokey stick. Okay. Yeah, I think on some areas I might fill it out. Not all of them. Yeah, I kind of like that actually. Let's see what it looks like up here. Do it without placing blocks. You can do it, Sicko. You got this. No, that one got smucked up. Oh, fine. Make me place a block. Can I help you? Consider yourself helped. Okay, we're gonna do a little full mock-up here. Of what it looks like for the end caps to be done. I'm actually okay with that. At least for the mid portions. Probably not for the pathway, but this is going to be heavier because of the added cobblestone. And it adds more support, so less of it's loose. So I can get behind this. Hello? Have you tried not being in my face? It's much nicer that way. Okay, I need to get my axe back. Oh wait, it's already over there. Give me my blocks. Okay, so yeah, let me know in the comments what you think about the base and top portions here. Because I honestly like the way it is just for these sections. I'm probably not going to do the full thing for the majority of them. But just for the platform, it looks more stable. Yeah, we'll finish that up between episodes and see how it looks. Because that right there looks a bit more like it's been there for a while, and this looks new. This would be the new part. So that actually works nicely. Like a true pillar. I don't think the three in the middle are going to have that. Maybe I alternate. One that has the full platform on the each end and in the center, and then the two in the middle just look like that. Yeah, that having a bit of an alternate feels good. So I'm going to do that. We'll go from there. Thank you all for watching. Not the communication error, but thank you all for watching the episode. And I will see you in tomorrow's edition, where I will have more to show you. Have a wonderful day, and drop a like if you're enjoying the series. Ta-ta!